Hey everybody, Patrick Kuhn here, and first of all, thank you so much for picking up this app. We make this video to kind of walk you guys through and how to set this up. Now what you have in your hand is an amazing tool that you can use as a standalone effect or in conjunction with any plot in Magic. For example, it could be used with Triumph, Out of This World, Tornado Restore, going forward to see the prediction, you name it, anything you want, and you can actually just take your Magic to the next level. Now, with that said, let's get into the setup. I'm gonna show you guys how to do it right now. Okay, so we have the app downloaded. Let's set it up right now. If you launch the app, the first thing you notice is that the lock screen doesn't look right. It's okay, because we need to do a little bit of setup right here. I'm gonna walk you through exactly what you need to do. On the bottom, it says swipe down with 2 fingers to access settings. So you're gonna use 2 fingers and just basically swipe down to access the setting. Under wallpaper, you're gonna see that there's 2 little options here. One, it says set screenshot. Another one is called set clock down screenshot. We need to take 2 screenshots for this to work. Okay, so for now, exit the app and lock the phone. Okay, so the first screenshot we need is this right here. Boom. Now the reason we have to do 2 screenshots because if you just upload this one right now, the time that we took the screenshot is going to overlap with the actual time you're going to input in the app itself. So we want to try and find a way to erase it. And Mark Kirsten came up with this amazing solution is to pull down like this, you know, and then by doing that, we're able to get a really clean spot over there to erase the time, and we're going to upload 2 images together. They're going to merge together and erase the time. Okay, pull down a little bit, your left thumb pull down a little bit, and your right thumb pull down a little bit. You're going to keep doing this until you get about 1 inch of space there and take a screenshot. Okay, now if you do this correctly and you upload them together, you should get a really clean lock screen. So let's go right here to a set screenshot, and we want to upload the first one that we took, which is that one, and the second one, we want to upload the second one that we pull the clock down. Now if you do this correctly, when you launch the app, it should look very good. As you can see right here, there's no more of the original time, and now it's being replaced by the actual time now, which is 3:55. Okay, so that's pretty much the main setup. Once you have that done, I'm going to show you how to use it right now. Okay, so now that you have the wallpaper all set up, we're gonna walk you through the configuration menu right now. Over here, we have a menu called Use Input Screen. Now, if I turn this on and you press save, it's gonna show a little grid right here. This is where you can input any value you want. For example, if it's someone named number 8, I'm going to press number 8. It will take the current time, which is 3:59, and will plus 8 on top of it. So give you that value of 4 or 7. Okay, if I tap 1 time, that's when it activates the time to count down. Okay, and it would run back to the original time. So let's go back here. Now, if I turn on hide input screen and I press save, basically what's going to happen is that the grid is going to show up and it will disappear after 2 seconds. So 1, 2. I can now at this point you can leave the phone on a table. It shouldn't turn off, so just kind of leave this on, and anytime you want to activate it, let's say the name number 6, you just have to remember that number 6 is here. You just tap the screen 1 time as if you're just waking up the phone, and we have already input the value of 6 on top of the current time. So to activate it, tap anywhere on the screen. You can tap even on the bottom right here, and within 3 seconds, 1, 2, 3, the time would happen. It would tick back down exactly to 4 o'clock. So very simple. Swipe 2 fingers to go back to the menu. Now, as you can see, we have a section called time travel. You can also, that is when you go to count the time backward. You can actually go the time, make the time go forward as well. So if you click here, press save. Now this time it's the opposite. So if I press number 5, it would take the current time and will deduct back 5 minutes. So now that when I tap 1 time, the time will go forward 5 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exactly at 4:01. So it depends on your preference. You can choose to go backwards or forwards, and the option is right there for you to choose from. Another menu we have over here is called extra minutes. For example, if you don't want to, let's say you don't want to input the value and you just want it to be a fixed value. Even let's say you want 4 minutes. Okay, so anytime you want to do, and you want to always be 4 minutes, then you don't have to do anything. You can actually turn this off, or you can just press 0. It would automatically plus 4, whatever value you put in there. So now you can activate it, and it should count down 4 minutes, or forward in this case. So the option is there. Now, if you want to use this option, I would recommend just adding number 5. So for example, you just want it to always be 5 minutes, and I would just take everything off here. Take input screen, hide input screen, and save. So that way you can just lock the screen, bring out your phone, unlock it, and you get straight into the trick. And right now, your clock is now 5 minutes, run 5 minutes faster than other people. So if you have any other routine that you need to be, 5 minutes ahead, you can do this option. And anytime you want, you can tap one time, and the time would count down backward. Boom, 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 boom. Another option we have here is called dark mode. Now, if your screen somehow have a light background and the white text doesn't show up, when you turn on dark mode, the text and everything should turn into black. So that should help with your screen for visibility on the text. Right? Okay, so now that you have everything set up, you're ready to perform this effect. Now, as I showed you before, you can secretly input any number between 1 to 10. And for me, I've been kind of thinking about this lately, and it's always strange to ask someone to name a number between 1 to 10. So I try to find an organic way to ask them a question, and I think one of the most organic ways is to ask them about something that you did in the past. For example, you could say, how long has it been since I took a photo? Or how long has it been since we met? Or how long has it been since you last do this? Anything that could last in a range of 10 minutes. And that way they kind of just organically give you that number. And then you take that number and then you secretly input it and you reframe it, all right? That's one way. Another fun presentation idea would be to talk about how time flies when you're having fun. A lot of time you lose track of time, and I think that's a great presentation for you to move time forward. And sometimes 3 seconds feels like 3 minutes. So anything like that is also very fun to do this. Another presentation idea that I've been using is to use in conjunction with the rainbow gimmick and my Z wallet that we put out on my website. If you don't know what rainbow gimmick is, go check out SEO Magic. It's such an amazing gimmick tool that you can kind of produce a card to make a card appear in a wallet on a spectator's phone. Now this is great because be able to move time is great, but you need some sort of proof. This is a Z wallet that you can open both ways, so you can show the wallet empty. When you take a photo, they will look like a card appear, but it will look empty here. But in the photo, it looked like a card appear. So later on in time, I would have someone select a card. I would vanish the card, and I would ask them, how long has it been since we last took that photo? And they could say 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever they want. And then you input the time, make the time go backward, and now they can see back in the phone that the card has now arrived in the past that they pick in the future.
ค่อยๆถอยไปปึ๊บปึ๊บปึ๊บเห็นไหมครับ
เวลาถอยอ่ะ
ตอนนี้เป็น 10:20 ครับ
เฮ้ย
ถอยไปแล้วนะ
10:20 ครับที่แปลกกว่านั้นคือเนี่ยทุกคนถ้าเกิดดูเวลา
ค่ะ
10:20
เฮ้ย
เราย้อนเวลากลับไป
เฮ้ยพี่จริงๆ พี่จริงๆ
เวลามันย้อนกลับไปใช่ไหมครับ
นี่
ย้อนค่ะย้อน
10:20จริงๆด้วย
แต่ว่าที่แปลกกว่านั้นก็คือไพ่ทุกใบในกองเนี่ยมันแยกออกมาเรียบร้อยแล้วยกเว้นไพ่ที่คุณเลือกตะกี้ไว้เป็นไพ่ใบอะไรครับ
คิวค่ะ
คิวนะครับแหม่ม
10:20จริงๆด้วย เราย้อนเวลาเนี่ย
แหม่มข้าวหลามตัดเป็นใบเดียว
เหลือตัวเดียว
เฮ้ย
เฮ้ย
เห็นไหม
จ
ฮะ
ริง
เจ๋งอ่ะ
One more interesting thing that I've kind of been experimenting with this is to find ways so spectators can actually bring out their phone out, because if you try this out, you actually see that once the time slows down or it went back in time or in the future, people are confused, like they're not sure what just happened, whether it's an app or whatever it is, but the reaction comes when they check out the phone and they see that their phone actually went back in time too. One of a cool presentation idea that you can do is to talk about how people use the clock on the phone as their actual time. A lot of people nowadays, they don't even wear a watch. And because the time on the iPhone is actually very accurate. Everyone in the world, the time is synchronized, even down to the second. And I think this is a kind of a great premise to kind of plant the seed. As you can see, there's so many things you can do with this. I'm gonna leave it up to you guys to kind of come up and kind of see what you guys can do with this app. We actually have a Facebook group here. Please join us, and there's gonna be a place where all the members will share ideas, and I will be posting some new ideas and new updates that we have coming up. So with that said, enjoy this app, have fun, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.